What's up, guys? Meon. I'm back with another video. I wasn't originally planning on making a video today or tonight, but SmackDown gave me a reason to make a video. So, we're gonna get into that in a moment here. But before we do, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notifications so you don't miss out on future uploads, and also let me know down in the comments below your thoughts regarding SmackDown tonight, and specifically what we're going to get into here in a moment. And again, shout out to the WWE community. You guys have, even if y'all don't always agree with my videos, you took a rant video from the night of SummerSlam and made it my most watched video by far. And you've gotten another video of mine to almost to 1K views. And I know a lot of that is me spreading it around as much as I can on social media to hopefully gain viewers. But the fact that people are watching it, it does mean a lot. I do appreciate it. And I hope y'all keep that same energy for me. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and let's get into the content of the video. Now, SmackDown tonight was pretty freaking good, as it usually is. A bunch of matches. Seth versus Edge round 2 happened. Becky and Bianca made their Extreme Rules match official. Demon Finn Balor came back. We got to see Brock Lesnar for the first time since since SummerSlam. Going back to Becky and Bianca. Outside of them, we didn't really see at all the rest of the women's roster tonight from SmackDown. And this is the second week in a row where we've either not seen or barely seen anybody outside of 2 of the top women on that roster during the 2-hour show window. And it's concerning because, well, for a multitude of reasons, and we'll get into that in a moment. But this week especially, for one of them, and that being Zelina Vega. Now, tomorrow is you'll be seeing this video tonight, which is Friday night, so I will have it uploaded tonight. But tomorrow, being the 20th anniversary of 9/11, also marks 20 years since the passing of Zelina Vega's father, who died on 9/11 during the attacks. Not sure where, but he passed away nonetheless. And she posted a tweet tonight which said "never mind" and pictures of her in the ring gear that she was going to wear out to the ring. And I got confirmation that there was supposed to be a match because I had seen a lot of people talking about it on Twitter. From I am John Pollock about 13 minutes ago. Zelina Vega and Carmella were scheduled for a tag match on SmackDown against Liv Morgan and Toni Storm. The match was cut due to time, per source. Now, I did see some people talking about the Seth versus Edge match might have gone a bit long. We also saw Trae Young make an appearance tonight during one of the matches, which he got thrown out of, or not thrown out of the match, but thrown out from ringside. But regardless, and it sucks that to see back-to-back weeks where the women outside of those at the top really were not showcased. Now, I am of the thought that with SmackDown being a 2-hour show and that roster being so top-heavy, which probably in a way has to do with Fox wanting almost all of the top talent over there because Fox, which to a point is understandable, but the result of that is you have a 2-hour show, you got to try to fit everybody in and make all these matches, in a certain time frame, along with promos and anything else that's going on. And it seems like the women the last couple of weeks have been getting left out. Again, outside of Becky and Bianca. I mean, there was a period of time where we didn't see. Oh, I mean, this would include Asuka over on Raw, but we didn't see Liv, Naomi, or it was somebody else. Well, multiple women from that competed in Money in the Bank, where we hadn't seen them for a while. Toni Storm had her debut match, and then we didn't see her again until last week for about 10, 15 seconds maybe. Um, we saw like Toni and Tegan and Shotzi for like 5 seconds tonight. And again, the aforementioned match that was canned, it's just, it's very much concerning. Now, the other thought that I have is the lack of storylines going on right now with the women's roster. Again, outside of those at the top, I think really outside of Becky and Bianca, the only other storyline, and I don't know if you can really call it one yet, but kinda, is what's going on with Naomi and Sonya Deville. Essentially, Naomi trying to get the time of day, per se, with Sonya to get something going. And I think what's gonna happen there is it's gonna lead to Naomi officially in character aligning with the bloodline, so that to basically saying, I'm done asking, I'm now demanding, um, you know, from Sonya and whatnot. That's about it. And it sucks because these other women should be getting showcased, and they're not. Like, I get it. You have to fit in ads, promos, matches, everything within a 2-hour window. And I guess you could say that's kind of the benefit that Raw has because they have a 3-hour show to fill. Yes, they don't always fill it the best, and they don't always manage that time properly, but they do fill it, and they do showcase more individuals in that 3 hours. Even if it takes away from match quality or overall show quality. I get the whole quantity versus quality argument, but you have to find a balance. And SmackDown, because of how top heavy that roster is not doesn't have a balance there. Meanwhile, Raw, their what they have going is their stuff isn't up to par with what SmackDown is showing. Like, it's good, but SmackDown is better. And so, I mean, just again, this was a big week. This was a big show for SmackDown, being that it's at Madison Square Garden in New York, one day before the 20-year anniversary of 9/11. Again, that's big implications with Zelina because of her losing her father uh, during 9/11. And this, New York being your hometown, and whatnot. I'm sure the fans wanted to see her. I'm sure the fans wanted to see the other, other women get showcased, and they're not getting showcased. And again, it's concerning. But now, sorry, kind of contradict myself, but there's another thought that I have, and this is something that I've found out recently: is the fact that John Laurinaitis is back with the WWE. Now, I don't know exactly what position he's in, but let me bring up the fact that, and from what I've been told, is that he's not the biggest fan of women's wrestling. A lot of what we saw in years previous, how much with the women on the roster were getting pushed, a lot of that had to do with, or I think most of that had to do with Triple H pushing that so much when he took over in Laurinaitis' position, I believe as talent or head of talent relations, I believe is his position. But so I don't know if that's the position that Laurinaitis is back in, or if he's in a different position. But whatever influence he has, I mean, CM Punk has said it best in the past. He's one of Vince's yes men, and yeah. So that's the other thought that I have, is between SmackDown being a 2-hour show and having a top heavy roster, and maybe whatever influence Laurinaitis might have could be affecting how the women on the SmackDown roster are being shown, or showcased, or the lack thereof of showcase. And like I said before, that is extremely, extremely concerning because Nick Khan, like, the inevitability is there will be more releases in the future, and Nick Khan could look at the fact that some of these women are not on SmackDown, aren't being showcased as much, he'll look at that and say, we could probably save some money there. And I do not want to insinuate that. I am not doing that whatsoever. But it's a valid concern considering what we've seen in the past. I mean, Zelina has been released before. If you look, I've mentioned this I think in my last rant video regarding the WWE. There's a whole list of releases between 2020 and up till now through 2021. Pretty much, I think, since Nick Khan took over in his position. And there's only a few wrestlers on that list that the WWE has brought back. Zelina Vega is one of them. She got cut back in 2020, got brought back earlier this year. As part of, and then, of course, she was the first one that, or I think like the first or second one that Liv Morgan faced in the build up to Money in the Bank, where she was trying to prove that she deserved a spot in that match, which of course she would get. So, with that being said, how do you fix this? Well, the draft should be coming up within the next couple of months, and with the fact that I think a lot of people are keeping an eye on when certain wrestlers' contracts come up, or when people's contracts in WWE come up in general. Obviously, recently we saw that Kevin Owens' contract is ending a lot sooner than people might have thought it was going to be. Not to mention, and reportedly or allegedly, the Sami Zayn's contract ends like a month or so beforehand. There's the possibility that some people may want their releases. There's no real word on that, but it could happen. You never really know, especially with the current climate of WWE and with what AEW's been doing. And so, when you add all of that up, the concern is extreme right now for the SmackDown Women's roster. Because again, if you're not near the top, you're not being showcased. And to me, that is wrong. Now, the way the draft can fix this is if you take some of these talents from SmackDown, bring them over to Raw. I mean, Owens and Zayn may not be here much longer after the draft, whenever that's supposed to be. But you could bring them over to Raw. Bring over Cesaro. Bring over Liv Morgan. Bring over Toni Storm. Maybe one of the top women like Sasha or Bianca compensate with sending somebody like Charlotte and maybe the other one I think that I've been thinking about. Give me a minute. Shayna. That's the other one I was thinking of. Maybe to compensate a little bit. And you can showcase these wrestlers more on Raw within that 3-hour time span than in a 2-hour time span on SmackDown. But it shouldn't even be that way to begin with. You should be able to find a way to showcase them, have matches, have something going on for the SmackDown women's roster for everybody that's outside of the top, the very top. Bianca, Becky, Bayley, who's injured right now, and Sasha, who's MIA at the moment. We haven't seen her since the week before SummerSlam. We don't really know what's going on with her, when she's going to be back, what was the reason why she wasn't at SummerSlam, and if her absence her absence was I think a big reason why Becky was coming back, but we don't know. So I guess the point I'm trying to make here is SmackDown, you gotta find a way. You've got to find a way to find the time to showcase your women's roster on TV. Not in like a main event type thing before the show. Not in a dark match. On fucking TV. You have to. You gotta find a way. Because if this trend continues, I mean, I don't know. Now, if this trend does continue and we don't see a lot of the women's roster between now and Extreme Rules, my thinking is that after Extreme Rules, we might see them more, depending on what happens. But again, you should be able to showcase them now. you got to find a way. Even if it sacrifices a match on the men's side, do it. Okay? Because you haven't been showcasing the women a lot. They deserve to be showcased properly, have amazing matches, come up with something meaningful. I know y'all can do it. I mean, you don't have Raw's creative, so, but hey, I know you can do it. You just got to do it. So, with all that being said, thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts down below. And yeah, like I said earlier, or I might have mentioned this earlier, but no Xfinity Series race review tomorrow. There will be a Cup Series race review tomorrow night. Um, and with all that being said, thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you don't miss out on future uploads. And I will see you all tomorrow night after the NASCAR Cup Series race at Richmond. Peace.